from Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 124. I think it's better for Imam Sahib to read it because it's not punctuated.
This is verse number 125 from Surah Al-Baqarah. It says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Wa iz ibtala Ibrahim rabbuhu bi kalimatin fatammahunna qala inni ja'iluka lin-nasi imama qala wa min dhurriyyati qala la yanalu ahdi zalimin.
That's right.
So
The question. Read the translation first.
Has to be changed.
First read the translation into English for the English speaking.
Yes, this is the one.
Oh, you read in English.
No, I read
Huh?
Arabic.
Okay, then you read it in English.
The translation is, and remember when his Lord tried Abraham with certain commandments, which he fulfilled. He said, I will make thee a leader of men. Abraham asked, and from among my offspring? God said, my covenant does not embrace the transgressors.
The question from Sayyid Khadaq Sahab, فما هي الكلمات التي ابتلى إبراهيم ربه بها? Should be the other way around.
yeah,
Ibrahim Rabbahu biha. Right. The Holy Quran has not mentioned any, has it? Does the Holy Quran mention any kalimat? In fact, this means that all the trials through which prophets are subjected to go through happen to be different in case of different prophets. So in case of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was also made to pass through this drill of trials, and he succeeded with outstanding distinction. This is the meaning. All the trials which he faced have been differently mentioned at different places in the Quran, although here there is no such mention. And when you come to his verses which spoke of his confrontation with his people, with his own father, with a society which was idolatrous, how he handled them, how he confronted the challenges to his life with such grace and perfect confidence in the fate of Allah, in the decree of Allah, and with the resolution that he would sacrifice everything but would not change his belief in the unity of God. All these are trials, kalimat, and as such, when he was about to be thrown into the fire and he cared not, that again was a trial. So his entire life, like the lives of other prophets, was a series of trials. But in his case, that is ibtila. In his case, God was so satisfied with the way he succeeded that he decided to keep his name alive till the end of the time. That is why this word Imam is used especially as a reward. Now, of course, he was a prophet of God when this happened. When this dialogue took place between him and God, he was already a prophet of God. And every prophet is an Imam. So what does this Imam mean? Inni ja'ilu linnasi.
Yes, inni ja'iluka linnasi
imama. Linnas means for the whole mankind. It does not mean that you are not an Imam, but only a prophet of a lesser status than Imam. It's impossible for a prophet not to be an Imam, because I have already mentioned before in this Liqa Malar program that the Holy Quran speaks of many prophets starting from Ibrahim alayhi salam himself and declares them, all of them, as Aimma. So it is not that ordinary concept of Imamat which is mentioned here. Inni ja'iluka linnasi imama. From among your progeny, this is the promise in fact. would appear the prophet of the entire people of the world, the entire mankind. And as such, your name will be remembered, and as if you have been made the Imam of the whole mankind. Khana Kaaba was to be made the pilgrimage, the point of pilgrimage, the place of pilgrimage for all the people of the world. So that promise began to be fulfilled in his lifetime, even before the birth of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the place he resurrected from ruins, the Baitullah, the house of God, is also mentioned in the Holy Quran as I'll quote, Inna awwala baytin wudi'a lin-nasi, Inna awwala baytin wudi'a lin-nasi lalladhi bi Bakkata. The word an-nas is the key to the understanding of this verse. His house, which he was destined by God to resurrect from ruins, of the first house of God ever built, was to become the pilgrimage place for the entire world. And that promise began to be fulfilled when he recreated that house and the people started coming from far and wide. But it only began to be fulfilled. So it doesn't say, I have made you the Imam. It says, Inni ja'iluka, I am going to make you the Imam. So the full imamat in this sense was consummated ultimately at the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when one from his progeny was turned into a symbol of perfect imamat, and around him the consummation of this promise took place, that people from all over the world will begin to visit Khana Kaaba. Now, after the death of Hazrat Ibrahim ﷺ till the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, although people came from different places, but the international status of Khana Kaaba had not yet been accepted, had not been displayed. It only became to be manifested at the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the meaning of Inni ja'iluka fil nasi imama. And he understood the meaning, of course. And he said, min zurriyati, I want this status to be continued in my generation. But Allah said, yes, but I will not give this promise, I will not realize this promise in favor of those who rebel, who transgress, and my blessing would not reach the transgressors. As far as the rest are concerned, whoever follows you, who is on the millat Ibrahim, I will continue to bless them with imamat. Right? Is that the question you wanted? Thank you. Or he wanted, you don't know. Perhaps this is the question he wanted to ask.